Hello class, we'll go ahead and get started. Please make sure to hold any questions you might have until the end. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to complete the end of the semester. Then we'll talk about the final exam and all the materials to help you complete that. And then we'll talk about any questions you might have about any of the assignments surrounding the end of the semester. So first, before we look at the folder for the last week of class and finals week, just let me point out something that's really important. This section here in Blackboard, all right, the My Grade section is something you definitely want to look at this week, today or tomorrow, early on this week. Click on this and you will see a list of all of the assignments. You'll be able to see your grades, you'll be able to see the scores and comments and rubrics of anything that you've turned in. Now, for anyone watching this, if you look and see something that is blank, all right? So if you look here, since it's just a sample student that hasn't turned anything in, these are all blank. If you see something that does not have a grade or a score on it, that means you haven't submitted the assignment. Any missing assignments will result in an F on May 26th. So if you don't have it in, you're going to get a 0. So even if you look at your total grade, and you may say, oh, I have a C in the class, and you've turned in 2 assignments, you do not have a C. You are going to get an F because you haven't turned anything in. All right? So go to the My Grade section of Blackboard, and if you haven't turned in assignments, remember I will take any missing assignments until May 26th. If I don't have it by May 26th, I will not accept it. It will not be graded. All right, so this is the My Grade section is an important part to look. As you see, all of the assignments will have due dates on them when things were supposed to be submitted. If you're missing assignment, remember to always go to the weekly materials section, and all of the assignments will still be here. Assignments do not disappear in this class. So any assignment that you missed will have its assignment sheet in the weekly materials section. All right. So if you're missing an assignment and you say, oh, this assignment was due March 20th, it'll be in the folder that has the date. All right. So go to the My Grade section and just be aware, any missing assignments that you have will become zeros on May 26th. So if you're missing stuff here, just know anything you haven't turned in, it will turn into a 0. Okay, so if you see like a discussion board and you see this here, the drafts don't count, but if it's an assignment that gets a grade, if you don't turn it in by the 26th, it will get a 0. All right, so just make sure you can find out what you haven't turned in or have turned in the My Grade section of Blackboard. If it's blank, if it looks like this, that means you haven't turned it in. Right, so that's something very important to check. Right. So, before we start talking about the final exam, here is our last weekly folder, and this folder is where you submit the final assignments. These are only the current final assignments. Granted, you can see where things need to be turned in. If you're missing writing quiz number 6, it will say on these folders where to turn stuff in. So, if we go into our last folder, all right, if you've been keeping up with the materials, you should have 3 assignments left to complete for this section of English 111. All right. First is easy. First is the discussion board. just tell me something that you learned throughout the semester. Really easy. Discussion board 10 doesn't require you to read anything. It's just time for you to reflect on what you did and the work you completed during this semester, spring 2021. Then we have 2 assignments. One we introduced and talked about last week. All right, it's the making a comic paper. Remember that this project has 2 key parts. One, you will draw your own little mini comic of the death of Brass. All right. And then you will write a 2 to 3 page rationale that explains and defends your comic. As always, here is the video lecture and PowerPoint that walks you through the entire assignment. All right, just like I've done throughout the entire semester, there's a video and PowerPoint that walks you through it. All right, and here are the blank comic panels. So you click on these, it will just open up 6 blank comic panels. Use this and use these to complete your own mini comic. Just take a picture on your phone and upload the picture to Blackboard. It works perfectly fine. All right. So this is the final assignment, your final paper. Okay. And it's a 2-part project, your comic and your rationale. Okay. Along with the final paper, which is on Daytripper, the English 111 has a common final exam. Every student in English 111 takes this exam. It's submitted by the department. All right. So if you click on that, here will be the materials to complete the final exam. All right. Now the way the final exam works, finals week starts tomorrow. It goes the 18th to the 25th, Tuesday to Tuesday. All right. So tonight at like midnight, the final exam question here, see how it says final exam question will appear here on Tuesday, will pop up. Then you will have through the 18th through the 25th, the entirety of finals week to complete the final essay exam. So a question will pop up here where it says the question will appear. That's going to populate up, and you will use the materials here to answer that question. And you will have the entirety of finals week to do it. It is not a timed exam, so you don't have like 2 hours to complete it or anything like that. All right, you can complete it at any point during that finals week as you choose. You will have the entire time to complete it. All right, so it will show up later tonight as soon as it kicks over to Tuesday. Now, what your final exam is on a single poem selected here by the department. Right here, Auden 2021 poem. Let's go ahead and show you that. So when you click on that link, it will pull up this poem. All right. In the week 16 folder, so this poem here is what your final exam is on. All right, remember, you have 2 major assignments to complete for English 111. The final essay on making your own comic and your rationale, our comic project, and then your final exam, which is on this poem right here, and only this poem. All right, and so you can download the reading for the poem here. It's The Two by W.H. Auden.
So we need to do a essay, right?
Sorry, what?
We need to do a essay.
Yeah, you will do
Okay.
it. If you look in the week 16 folder, all right, here are the instructions to the final exam. Answer the following exam and support your interpretation with evidence gained from a close reading analysis of the text. Be sure to use sure to mention the author's use of literary devices such as imagery, metaphor, irony, tone, and symbol. Your final exam will be a multi-paragraph essay that follows the conventions of standard English grammar and usage, as well as MLA in-text citations for the quotation of literary works. So those are the instructions that you can see right now, and then the question that you will respond to is right here. And this is in, all the materials are right there. And then, as always, I have PowerPoints, and as we talk through, the videos will be created that will go over the basics of the final exam and then the content of the final exam. So I will give you 2 videos and 2 PowerPoints already there that provide you support for doing this. So just like all the assignments from the beginning of the year, you will always have a breakdown and support from me telling you how to complete the major assignments. And we'll go over that in just a moment. But right now, I just want to make sure that everyone can see what they need to complete to end the semester. And the date to have in your head is May 26th. If it's not turned in by May 26th, it will not be graded and will receive a 0 for any assignment throughout the semester. So that's how we're going to complete the end of this semester.